Hello friends, welcome to Engineering Funda family. In this video, I will solve two interesting problems based on DTFT. Before I start with my solution, I want you to try those questions first. Later you can check for the solution in this video itself. So this is question number 7. Freeze the video and try it by your own. And this is question number 8. I hope you might have tried those questions. Now let me explain solution of question number 7. See here in question 7, we need to identify DTFT of this signal. First of all, we need to understand this signal. See, with this signal, we have a to the power mod of n. So here we have two different range of this signal x of n. Here, if you talk about positive value of n, then in that case, here n is greater than or equal to 0. And if you talk about negative value of n, in that case, here n is less than 0. So here we have two different range of x of n, and for two separate range, we will identify DTFT, and at last we will add DTFT of both of these range. So first of all, let us apply DTFT to this positive range. Let us assume here we have x1 of e to the power j omega. That is what DTFT of positive range. So for that, standard equation is summation where n is ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity, x of n e to the power minus j omega n. Now here we need to apply this limit with this positive range. So here we have positive range. So here summation will be there from n is equals to 0 to positive infinity. At that time x of n will be a to the power n. And now we need to understand this solution. See, before I solve this solution, here let me simplify this term first. See, here one can say this term, that is a into e to the power minus j omega to the power n. That is what the basic simplified version of this that one can say. Now with this we can apply a rule of series. Let me explain that. One should know, if you have summation where n is ranging from 0 to positive infinity, a to the power n, then that result is 1 divided by 1 minus a. Now if you apply this rule over here, then we can simplify this DTFT. So here we will be having 1 divided by 1 minus, instead of a, now we have e to the power minus j omega n. So this is what DTFT of positive range. Similarly, let us identify DTFT of negative range. Let us assume for negative range, we are considering x2 of e to the power j omega. Here standard equation is summation where n is ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity, x of n e to the power minus j omega n. Now here, if you talk about this range of summation for negative, then that will be ranging from minus 1 to minus infinity. Here we have n less than 0, means this summation is ranging from minus 1 to minus infinity. At that time, x of n is a to the power minus n, right? Now let me simplify this first. So here one can observe we have this summation that is having a into e to the power j omega n to the power minus n, that one can say, right? Now here for 0 to infinity, we have basic equation. So if you want to convert this in form of this range from positive 0 to positive infinity, at that time, here this range that we need to simplify, where by replacing n with minus n, we can convert this range from minus 1 to minus infinity to plus 1 to plus infinity. So here we are converting this range into 1 to infinity by replacing n is equals to minus n, right? So here one can say we have this calculation with power of positive n by replacing n to minus n, right? Now here if you observe, n is ranging from 1 to infinity, and here we have equation 4, n ranges from 0 to infinity. So here what I'll do is I'll be adding value of n is equals to 0 and subtracting it. So if you consider n is equals to 0 at the time, this value will be plus 1. So if I add plus 1 and minus 1, then I can have a range from 0 to infinity, right? So here, see, we will be having a range where n is ranging from 0 to infinity, where this plus 1 that I am including with this summation, right? So at that time we have a e to the power j omega to the power n, and minus 1 that you need to do. Now with this we can apply this rule. So our solution will be 1 divided by 1 minus, instead of a, now we have a e to the power j omega minus 1. Now here let us simplify this by doing cross multiplication. So 1 minus 1 plus a e to the power j omega divided by 1 minus a e to the power j omega, that is the simplified version. So 1 and minus 1, that is getting cancelled. So this will be a e to the power j omega divided by 1 minus a e to the power j omega. So now we have this DTFT for positive range and for negative range. That is what we have simplified over here. So in total DTFT, that will be x of e to the power j omega, that is x1 of e to the power j omega plus x2 of e to the power j omega. x1 of e to the power j omega, that is 1 divided by 1 minus a e to the power minus j omega, and x2 of e to the power j omega, that is a e to the power j omega divided by 1 minus a e to the power j omega. Now let us do cross multiplication. So here in numerator with 1 we need to multiply this. So we have 1 minus a e to the power j omega, and if you multiply this with this, so here we will be having plus a e to the power j omega, and then this minus that is there with us, and then a into a, that will be a square, e to the power minus j omega with e to the power j omega, that will be 1. So this is what numerator that we have. And if you talk about denominator, then here in denominator we need to multiply these two. So 1 into 1, that is 1. Then see this one that is getting multiplied with this. So that will be minus a e to the power j omega, and this one that is getting multiplied with this. So that will be minus a e to the power minus j omega, and then minus minus plus a into a square, e to the power minus j omega and e to the power j omega, that is getting cancelled. So this is the solution. Now if you carefully observe this, then here a e to the power j omega, that is getting cancelled, right? And if you carefully observe, see numerator will be 1 minus a square. But if you observe here in denominator, then we have 1 minus a common. Then here we have e to the power j omega plus e to the power minus j omega. So this is what we can convert in form of cosine. So here we can divide 2 and here we can multiply 2, right? So this will be cos of omega, that one can say. So our final solution will be 1 minus a square divided by 1 minus 2a cos omega plus a square, right? So that is how one can solve question based on DTFT. Now let me explain question number 2. So here in second question of this video, we need to find convolution of these sequences using DTFT. See, using basic method we can easily solve this, but here we will solve this using DTFT. where I will apply property of DTFT. Let me explain this. See here we will identify x of n, that is convolution of x1 of n with x2 of n. But if you talk about property of DTFT, then one should know, see, as per the property of DTFT, here x of e to the power j omega, that is a convolution of x of n. And here when you have convolution over here, at that time in frequency domain, there will be multiplication, right? So that is what the property which we have with DTFT. So now what I'll do is I'll be applying DTFT to x1 of n, that is same as with x2 of n, right? So apply DTFT to x1 of n and x2 of n. So here we will be having x1 of e to the power j omega. Here both signals are same. So that will be x2 of e to the power j omega. And here standard equation is summation, where n is ranging from minus infinite to plus infinite, x of n into e to the power minus j omega n. Now here, if you carefully observe, see this x of n, that is having three elements. Here, if you carefully observe, see small n is equals to minus 1 over here it is 0, and over here it is 1, right? So here instead of limit is there from minus infinite to plus infinite, now we have limit from minus 1 to plus 1, right? So x1 of n, that is 1 for n is equals to minus 1. So here we have e to the power minus minus plus j omega, and then we have n is equals to 0 where x of n is 1. So if you have n is equals to 0, e to the power 0 will be there. Then for n is equals to 1, we have 1. So here we have 1 for n is equals to 1. Now here what I'll do is I'll simplify this. So we have e to the power j omega plus 1 plus e to the power minus j omega, right, with x1 of e to the power j omega and with x2 of e to the power j omega. So now what we can do is we can multiply this with each other to get x of e to the power j omega. So here we have x1 and x2 both are equal. So x1 is e to the power j omega plus 1 plus e to the power minus j omega, and x2 is also e to the power j omega plus 1 plus e to the power minus j omega. Now here we need to simplify this multiplication. So here, see, e to the power j omega into e to the power j omega, that is e to the power 2j omega, right? So with e to the power 2j omega, we have coefficient 1 over here. Then we need to observe e to the power j omega terms. So e to the power j omega into 1, and this e to the power j omega into 1 means 2 times e to the power j omega, that is what the coefficient which is there with e to the power j omega. Now e to the power 0 that we need to observe. So 1 into 1, that is e to the power 0. Then e to the power j omega into e to the power minus j omega, as well as e to the power j omega into e to the power minus j omega, means 3 times we have 1, right? And then with e to the power minus j omega, see, e to the power minus j omega into 1 plus e to the power minus j omega into 1 means 2 times of e to the power minus j omega is there. And then e to the power minus j omega into e to the power minus j omega, that will be e to the power minus 2j omega. That is how simplified multiplication is there. Now if you carefully observe, here we have 3 elements into 3 elements, means we will be having in total 9 elements. Now over here you see 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 means in total 9 elements, right? So this is correct multiplication. Now this is what Fourier transform of this convolution, right? See, when you talk about convolution of these two, then that is what multiplication in Fourier transform. So here, if you want x of n, then you will have to identify inverse DTFT. And from this summation, one can understand this. So here we have simple series over here. From that directly one can understand what is x of n. So for x of n, here we need to understand what is the value of n with this. So if you talk about value of n, then see here we have center where n is 0. Here we have n minus 1. Here we have n that is minus 2. Here we have plus 1 and here we have plus 2. So based on this, one can say x of n that is having one coefficient over here at n is equals to minus 2. Then we have two coefficient. Then we have three coefficient at n is equals to 0. So indicated by arrow. Then we have two coefficient. Then we have coefficient 1. Right. So arrow means n is equals to 0 where we have three coefficient. And then over this side we have n minus 1 minus 2. Over here we have n plus 1 plus 2. So that is how one can use property of DTFT to identify convolution as well. So this is how one can do the practice. Definitely based on practice only, you can have proper accuracy. But by watching this video, you can understand the fundamentals. And based on that also, you can solve many other questions. I hope you have enjoyed this. Still, if you have any confusion, just place that in comment section. I'll be happy to help you. Thank you so much for watching this video.